lot of it. I thought that was pretty wonderful. And that was sharing Polio Plus. And then behind me, you can see an award that we got. So we're an active club, and even, getting some attention within our district. Overall, most people don't understand what an e-club is. And the format that we use is one that we don't go to any meetings. We don't have to go to any meetings outside of going online to our own website. And generally what's up there is a TED Talk, because those are educational, and hopefully it would be somewhat like what a good speaker would be doing. And I'm not in that category. But anyway, the other opportunity is that we can go to any club at any time, anywhere. And if we're ill, how easy is it? Or we get home at midnight, we take our shower and we can get in front of the computer and be naked. So anyway, there's some options that we have that other clubs don't have. Most of the e-clubs, all of the e-clubs that I've met and understood, they all actually have a standing meeting at a standing time. And the club that I'm in seems to be so independent. We're all doing different things. And as Charlie had mentioned, I do have my own foundation, and it is very Rotary based. The things that I do in Nepal are about Rotary overseeing it, because that's how much I personally believe in what Rotary does. And when you're in a third world or underdeveloped country, which Nepal is, it's graft, it's corruption constantly. And I don't know everything, but a Rotarian that lives there certainly does. So we're connected to a number of clubs, and I attend a lot of ground meetings while I'm there. I am accepted as an electronic club president, which, by the way, this is my second year, and strangely enough, I'm going to my third year. Hopefully only half of the year. And I say hopefully not because I don't like it, I do. But it's time for someone else, someone else to do it. It was a health issue with our incoming, so I said, sure, I'll be happy to take over. Anyway, an e-club gives a lot of different opportunities for us. And when I say us, anyone, you can, people used to come to our club to makeups. Now makeups aren't so very necessary. That was our form of fundraising, because again, with us being in different states, from the East Coast, Arizona, Nevada, Idaho, Iowa, etc., it's challenging. And then if you live in Orange County, that doesn't mean you're very close to anything anyway, because we're rather expensive. But it has absolutely served me. I was, for the first 10 years of Rotary, was in a brick and mortar club, such as you all have. And you guys are funny, by the way, just delightful to sit and go through your meeting. And, normally when you're going through the business of a meeting, it's like, okay, that's interesting, but this was fun and funny, enjoyable. And again, your format that you have is truly to be applauded. It's a lot of work that somebody's going to do. Now, possibly there are more questions that you would have than for me to speak. So would you like to engage and ask any questions about running a club? And before we go to that, I will say the hardest part of being in an electronic club is we don't get the same kind of fellowship as gathering, brings to us. And that is a loss, but we can go to any club anywhere at any time that a meeting happens and join in there. I go to the district leadership meetings. What else do I get to do? Anything that's going on, I get to go and do it. And I did it before being president because it's enjoyable, and it is a way of socializing with people with like minds. Now I say, do you have any questions that I can, direct, since we've been doing electronic for such a while?
I have a question, Rosalind. How do you handle dues and meeting fees?
We don't have meeting fees. We don't have lunches, breakfasts, brunches, or dinners. So our club is $300 a year with a one-time initiation of $25. So that's very appealing for those that have lost an income, changed income, health issues have taken their money away, things of that sort. So it becomes very negotiable to remain an active Rotarian. And I would say that our club is more about retention. RI, as you all know, as a president, they're jamming us with, keep everybody, don't let them go, send them to another club, get them reinstated somehow, keep them. And so we try to do that. As far as fundraising goes, we don't get that much extra out of the dues that we pay per year. So we're pretty small on what we bring in. We have not come up with a great idea, though we're just about to head into a virtual fundraiser. I don't know quite how to do it, and I've been trying to do that for my own foundation as well. So I kind of like that I get to build on one thing and share it with the other, one direction or another. So we'll be doing that. And I see some other people that I know that are in charities, they're beginning to look at doing online fundraising to bring in funds, because it's hard. But the dues, the members simply send their check to the treasurer. It's just that simple. You're billed, you pay. We ask for donations. Most of us are Paul Harris Fellows, and we participate and donate. In fact, we participated in what we were doing in our District 5320 and produced 60,000 masks and with the shields. And so they're being distributed, and we collaborated with another club and gave them our masks to donate to another, to the place that they were doing rather than to what we had thought we were doing. So there, we get to collaborate and do things that are really quite fun and stay active that way. The club didn't feel that they wanted to go into a room and produce the shield masks, but we could donate money. And then with the telethon, we've agreed to what we will donate for that. And we also participated in a project out of another club, which one of our current members was from that club. So we have ties there. And it was his feeling that we might like it, and we do. It's a direct relationship with children to cope with the CV being shut down and giving them things that are actively interesting to the children. And that's actually a project going on in Huntington Beach. So we like that. But again, we get to examine anything anywhere in our whole world and then just move the money to that district, that place.
Rosalind?
Thank you for that question.
Rosalind, we have a question from Jerry in chat. What electronic format do you use for your meetings? And is there a list of e-clubs with meeting times and ways for us to visit?
I will. Thank you, Charlie. I don't know about if there's a list. I would imagine yes. And if not, you can call RI and they will get you a list. They're really cooperative to, connect us. I know that when I did the pets, the first and the second time, I met some e-club members or presidents incoming, and they were very excited to find that there were other functioning e-clubs. And one of the ones I met came from Africa, but they had members all over the world. And that was pretty much fun. And I forgot the other part of your question.
The second one, is there a list of e-clubs? So I think you covered it.
Yeah,
I'd also
okay.
mention back in the days when makeups were given more priority, I used to visit your club for easy makeups, and there was an opportunity to donate. So that I wonder if that was a significant source of income for your club.
It definitely was our income. There's no question about it. Some members actually didn't pay when they came in and used our format, but that's up to them. And we don't press it. We just send them the same information that you got. If you remember, it was an automatic statement that you had attended a meeting at our club so that you could submit it to your secretary. So we still do that. But Rotary has had to lighten up apparently on their thinking of how we have to have an extreme amount of attendance because of membership drop, which is why, we work very hard at retention. not just for our own club, but I go to other clubs and say, I do not want any of your members who are active right here, right now. I want those that are traveling, those that are ill, those that would otherwise leave because the financial aspect is too great and they're tired of eating banquet meals. Things like that. Make it as cheery and fun as possible to entice them to remain in Rotary and be active. Our club members, almost everybody has their own project. So when our DJ came in on a meeting online, which we use Zoom, I think that was the other part of the question. What do we use? Zoom. And he was surprised. He came in a little early. We did a longer meeting than we normally do, and he was like, "You mean you have that? You're doing that?" So the people that come into our club need to be self-motivated, but not really. You can go to any club, and what club wouldn't say, "Join us with our project as a volunteer," any aspect of it possible. So it's not that one has to come up with what to do. You can join in a club with something that you like in what they're doing that's local to where you happen to live.
Rosalind?
Does that answer it?
Yes, thank you.
Terrific.
Rosalind?
Yes, Martin.
Hi, how are you? Listen, you mentioned a thing, and one of the things I like about Rotary is the camaraderie of going to the meetings. What's taken the place of that in your club? Or is there a way that you guys ever have any social things, or absolutely not?
Well, it's a little tough. If you live on the East Coast and then you've got somebody out in Orange County, do we all fly to the East Coast, which of course is not happening these days, or to Arizona and stuff. So we did have some, because we have a base of Orange County folk, but it's not, again, Orange County is big, Los Angeles is big. So we had a social meeting, maybe a social gathering once up to twice a year, and I've attended those in the past. But you have to go to another club. And because I'm from another club and go to lots of clubs to present the work that I do in Nepal, I do that pretty often. I get to know a lot of different Rotarians and enjoy a lot of different clubs. So we have that great independence without betraying our own club by not, being there. We're there.
I have another question, Rosalind. What would a typical week be like for a Rotarian in your club in terms of activity and communication and participation?
It would be by the month, because again, we don't have a scheduled meeting outside of the board. The board meets once a month regularly, and we do our business, we get things discussed. Anybody from the club can be joined in with us if they choose. That's pretty rare. A new member might join in with us because they think that it'll be interesting, but it's really about business. So it isn't the same as what you're doing. I do see that it's a loss. I don't get to see anybody and hug them in that same format that I've grown up with Rotary. And I miss it at times, but again, I know all I have to do is pick up myself and go to a club and enjoy it. And then by doing presentations that I get to do, if it's Rotary, I almost always tell them about an e-club for retention, et cetera, because there are members that for their own reasons cannot remain in the brick and mortar. But I, chat with them and I get the fellowship, and I get that we miss that part. There's no question about it. So if there's a downside on it, I would say that's the downside. The upside is you have freedom, extreme freedom. So how is a week of ours for any Rotarian? They're probably doing their own project. They're working on their own life, their own work. So it's quite different, but still Rotarian based. I'm sure they're all living, is it the truth, etc.
I'm wondering, just hearing you say that, Rosalind, and how you reacted to seeing the format of our meeting. Have you all talked about changing the format, having seen what's happening in other clubs coming online?
No, not particularly. Not especially. If somebody wants to add to it, our club seems to be older, and you would think that an electronic club would be the younger. That was certainly my thought. I thought, oh, I'm going to be the very oldest person in the club, and I was like, geez, I'm not. Where are the younger ones? So the electronic aspects haven't been as easy for us in the sense of, let's put together what you're doing, but I'm going to absolutely share what it is that you're doing with my club and other clubs too, because it's brand new. The truth is, electronic clubs have been part of every brick and mortar club, but until CV, nobody bothered to think about it. Then we were forced into it. So it's not new. It was always part of what you get to do. And when I say always, I don't know what year it came in as being part of it. And then, you know, they've enlisted satellite clubs, etc. as well. Did I answer that very well?
Sure.
Terrific. Oh, you're welcome. So, but again, the biggest downside is the fellowship, that interacting with people, going into their businesses. If I'm in Arizona, I would certainly go and visit our members that are there. However, I'm not. I'm in Orange County right now.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is your club active in other types of social media?
What do you mean other types?
Oh, do you have a Facebook page? Do you have a Twitter account? Do you do Instagram?
We have a web page and we do Facebook. But again, these are things that have to be managed by someone. And our club is very busy with what they're doing in work. And so they have their own project. So it's kind of an interesting thing, but we're not doing more on social media than those two things, our website and our Facebook page that we enter into. And so we upload videos. When I was at the Atlanta convention, it was quick. You take a 15-second video and you could put it right up on the site immediately. We could jump over to Instagram, but that again becomes more management. My concern is it will be me doing it.
Do you fundraise on Facebook?
We have not done fundraising. Our fundraising, if you want to call it that, was when people came in and did makeup meetings and then they left their money, in our PayPal account at their interest and their rate to do so. So it's not a required payment. It's, if somebody wants to come in and do it for free, they can. They can live with it. So can we.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And why, let me ask you, it's important to you regarding the social media. Tell me how.
Well, I just think as we try to reach out for new members in particular, that social media tends to be a way of spreading the word and letting people know what we're doing. And if you can ever figure out a way to monetize it, effectively, I see it as a good source of revenue.
It could be. And like I said, we're getting ready to do something on a virtual fundraising for our organization and get that out and about, because we would like to bring in some funds, because that increases our ability to do projects and not be at a zeroed out amount. We're invited to be doing a global grant, and it happens to be that it's another Sunrise Club, by the way, and they wanted my foundation to be the one that we focused on. And my club jumped in and said, we want to do that. We want to do that. Because I don't lead with my club, my foundation being the most important. When I'm in my Rotary position, I'm in my Rotary position. And yes, as an auxiliary, I have the other things that I do in my life, which are Rotary based. So, thank you, Michael.
So the board decides where to put the fundraising, like any other board decisions, and like when you do the global grant, your board members all make those decisions together.
Oh yes, yeah. We all work, and it isn't that we don't interact. In fact, I'm going to be speaking with one of the board members today about different aspects going on and what direction we want to aim at, and then anything that comes up, out goes an email to them, followed by a text. That's the other social media, Michael. We do texting. So we're active, and we do exactly the same things. We have the same responsibilities. We have to have the same amount of service hours as any other club. Otherwise, we wouldn't be a Rotarian club, but we are. That. So it's nice for those that don't want to get in a car and drive to a meeting. The club I was in previously was in Laguna Beach because that's where I live. And I'll tell you what, in the summertime, you try driving down Coast Highway to get to a meeting. It was like I have to leave half an hour ahead of time. And to get through Laguna Beach, it's like 15 minutes, but not with traffic. It changes the whole dynamics. Of course, today, no problem, but none of us are meeting.
Rosalind, a comment. excuse me. My wife picked up some information from the Hoffman Estates Schaumburg Club in Illinois. They normally held a regular annual fundraiser. Obviously, they couldn't hold a party this year, so they did an online auction, and they raised $110,000, which was as much as they would have raised in person. So online auctions are an excellent way that any club, but particularly an e-club, could take advantage of.
That's pretty sophisticated to be able to do. I've taken classes on that in the past, and you actually pay. I'm going to imagine that the club that raised the 100,000 paid quite a bit to have the thing set up so that it would function.
No, if you get somebody in the club that is technically competent, Winton, Nick, etc., it's reasonably easy to set that kind of a thing up.
Oh, that would be very exciting, because the formulas that I have learned have been very tricky, getting your computers to set up while you have online auctioning going on so that it's, you know, spontaneous, it's fast, it's moving, just like it would at an actual auction. And silent auction items as well in there. So it's quite a bit more. I would like to know that if they had somebody doing that background work that's extensive.
You might contact somebody in the Hoffman Estates Schaumburg, Illinois club.
Hawthorne, like Hawthorne the writer?
Hoffman, H-O-F-F-A.
Hoffman.
Hoffman Estates Schaumburg.
Schaumburg. Well, I'll do it, because that would be yeah, bringing in some money is good, because then we can do more with Rotary, and that's our object, that's our interest, that's for sure. Are you all going to be attending the telethon coming up? The Rotary telethon?
I'm not aware of that.
You didn't get notified on it? Because
No.
it's not by district.
Not me.
How about sending the link?
I'll have to I'll look it up and get it over to Charlie for you.
Okay.
How's that?
Yep, perfect. So
Okay.
do we have any more questions for her before we wrap things up?
I do have one last question,
Okay.
Rosalind. In terms of hours of service you mentioned,
Yes.
is that something that the members report and you keep track of? How
Yes.
does that work?
Yes, exactly. The members are requested to, as they do their things, please send us a paragraph or less, a picture or two, and send it to the secretary so we can get it up on the website. Keep us notified, because we have to report, just like you do, to the DG with what our respective times have been in our projects. So we have to share exactly the same sort of thing as you do. So yes.
Cool.
And in fact, one of the members just sent me 24 hours that she had done in 3 days for a project that she's been working on. So that was a lot of work.
I just Googled Rotary Telethon and it came up on YouTube and it says Rotary COVID-19 live stream telethon Saturday, May 2nd.
That's the one.
Chicago, London.
Well, first I just thought that they were freckles, very unattractive blob things on my face.
Right?
All right.
So I had one comment, if I can.
Okay.
And that's, I'm connected with a couple of e-clubs that have contributed to a project I work on called Global Telemedicine. And one of them is the e-club of Silicon Valley. And that website is siliconvalleyrotary.com. And those guys meet every Monday. And what they have a program just like this. And in their case, they record it using Zoom and post it. So you can, as a member of that club, catch up on the program. And they're a pretty dynamic club as well, and it's very interesting. They also have members all around the world, and that's been their connection with us, is that they have people in India that have donated to a telemedicine project in India, for example. So we've benefited from that.
Yeah. Excellent.
Okay,
Okay, well, thank you, Rosalind.
There are so many different ways of running an e-club because the structure is left up to the club and the members. So again, they meet weekly. Our club absolutely does not want to meet weekly. We prefer going in and looking at the other kinds of things because their lives occupy them so much that they're not able to do that, other than they do attend other meetings and that. And they let us know what's going on. And I'm assuming, because the only thing that comes up, it says Sebastopol Sunrise, that you are Ms. Darlene. Yes?
I'm Lori Darling, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And thank you.
Yeah, it says
Thank you
Sebastopol
for coming.
Sunrise, because thank you. That's our club's Zoom account, so I don't get my name there. I guess I should probably put it. But anyway, thank you for coming, and we'll come back here. So, Michael, do you keep attendance to find out who our number 10 joiner is?
I'm the winner, I'm sure.
No, you're not, Marty. That would be $10 to you.
Okay, hang on a second. I got to count. 1, 2, 3,
Gotta
4,
count.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess it was Judy Rice.
Yay, Judy.
Hey!
What do I get?
Barbara, you can send her a lotto card. And Wayne, you're here. You want to give us last week's joke?
Sure. So yesterday, my boss sent me a text and she said, send me a joke. I need a good laugh. So I responded back saying that I'm busy working. I'll do it after work. And she sent me a text back saying that was hilarious.
I didn't catch the punchline.
No, I
Better say it again, Wayne. You broke up.
Did I break up? You want me to repeat the whole thing?
Yep.
No.
Repeat the whole
No,
thing.
no.
Okay, so yesterday my boss sent me a text. She said, send me a joke. I need a good laugh. And I responded back that I'm busy working. I'll do it after work. And she sent me a text back saying, that was hilarious. Send another.
Yay.
Okay.
All right. So, is it safe to come out yet?
Oh,
The sun will
Only
come
on
out
golf courses.
tomorrow, but we still can't come out, except now in a little fashion of walking around the parks. But that is it. So, Joe.
Construction, I think there's some lightening of the restrictions happening now. I've been getting feeds that it's gonna happen.
Yes, it is slowly, but we'll see. Not in the capacity that it was. All right, Joe, you want to take us out?
Here we go. Happy trails to
you.
till we meet again. Happy trails to you. Smiling until then. Happy trails to you. Till we meet again.
Okay, guys, Friday night, first Friday. Linda's going to be on the road. Are you traveling with the trailer somewhere?
No,
You just
We're taking a trip to a little overnight to San Jose.
Okay. Well, have fun and drive safe, and we'll see you in the car.
Yep, we'll be zooming and zooming.
We'll be zooming and zooming. So
Yeah.
Rotary's not hard work at all. We can do anything we want. Hey, who's paying $5 for that phone call? All right, be safe,
Marty.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
David, I'll see you in a while. You can come get the flower, and we will be Friday zooming. Rosalind,
Me-
thank you. Be
Hey,
safe.
Lori.
Yes.
Lori. In case anyone needs Lori, in case anyone needs elastic, Village Sewing Center in Montgomery Village Sewing Center is giving it away free to people making masks. So I got an extra 10 yards because I had just run out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I ordered I have 288 yards.
Oh, so if I can't get it and I run out, I know where to go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through that spool, and I have another one that was supposed to be here Wednesday, but it's delayed.
Gotcha.
So I'll have plenty enough if you need any.
Well, I've got like a package for Al I'm working on, and Angela loves blue. You can't wait till you see what I'm sending you, Al. You're gonna love it.
Well, look at this one I have here. I got a bag of them. Look at this pretty blue one. Where's it at?
Where'd it go?
Unshare your screen. I don't know.
What? Do what?
You can't.
Closer
Stop
to the screen or
sharing so we
farther,
can see your
something.
picture.
Let's see. So unshare the screen. Hold it up.
Nice.
Oh my God, Joe.
Joe.
And I made a great one for Michael McLaughlin's wife. Wait till you get my next package, Michael.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, keep up the good work, everybody. I am going to end the meeting, okay? Unless you guys want to stay and chat. You want me to leave it open? Bye.
I want to ask Linda something. I want to ask Linda Cinque something.
Okay.
Linda, are you there? Are you on the phone?
Linda's muted.
David Mark Raymond, can you give me a call?
I'll just text her.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you. Be safe. Happy sewing, Kathy.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I don't do it every day. Yesterday was an all-dayer.
I did it all day.
I know, but I have to do other stuff too.
I know.
Bye,
All right.
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
guys. Thank you.
Here you go.